My brothers and sisters, you are now watching The Gamer 2323, so just forget about the chores you're supposed to do. Put your feet up, get your Kool-Aid, fried chicken, popcorn, get whatever you may need. And I hope you enjoy the video.
Bruh. Bruh. That's all I can say, bruh. Oh my god. Was this junk worse than Nintendo's E3 con? Nah, was it? I don't know. Lord, anyways, so this is gonna be my little, my little review of, what went down at Sony's, PlayStation experience, which I thought was gonna be a true next generation experience. And let's talk about all the stuff that they showed off. So, if you happen to miss the PlayStation experience, have no fear. You didn't miss too much. You didn't miss too much at all, bruh. But let me just get into the stuff that they showed at this year's PlayStation experience. One thing I must say is the intro. When they first started the PlayStation, by the way, it started on time. Knowing Sony, like, they kind of on black people time. Like, when they have a conference, it's always late, but they wasn't late this time. It started like exactly at 1 p.m. because I wasn't home, and they started at 1. But so the intro to the PlayStation, I mean, again, the intro when this junk first started, like, they had you hyped. They're like, okay, I'm waiting to see some bombs dropped out this sucker. Like, the intro was like real nice, man. It definitely got you hyped and ready for this conference. I was expecting, and I think people were expecting, big things at this PlayStation experience. Some people flew out, to San Francisco to be here. People were expecting big things, and they started off big, man. They started off with none other than Uncharted 4. They just showed a new cutscene in Uncharted 4 with Drake and his brother Sam, played by Troy Baker. And, so they show a cutscene with that, and dude, Uncharted looks freaking incredible. Like, the freaking game, I just cannot wait to see what they got planned in this story. That junk is going to be, especially if this is going to be the last one, that junk is going to be freaking epic. But the game looks incredible. It has optional dialogue in the game. Like, Sam asked Drake a question, and you could, like, choose from, like, 3 different answers. So that was cool. They got optional dialogue in Uncharted 4. That was cool. But, I mean, yeah, so they showed that cutscene with Drake and Sam. And, the whole optional dialogue thing. It was like a 4-minute thing. But after that, they moved on from Uncharted. But they started off strong with Uncharted 4. Then after that, Sean Layden. He came out, dude, I swear to God. I gotta take a sip of water on this one. Hold on. Sean Layden. He came out on stage, right, after Uncharted 4 was over. And he came on stage literally almost saying, hey guys, it's a possibility. He comes on stage wearing a Crash Bandicoot shirt. You cannot do that. You cannot do that and not have it be related to Crash. So, when he came on stage wearing a Crash shirt, people was like, oh man. So he came on stage wearing a Crash shirt, and he got into they showed the reaction trailer, to the final Fantasy VII Remake and how people was going crazy when that, was announced during E3 show. They showed the reaction trailer to that, and then they showed, some gameplay, some actual gameplay and cutscenes from the Final Fantasy VII Remake. It looks great, man. Again, I didn't play, I never really got into Final Fantasy like that, but from what I hear, Final Fantasy VII was like the best Final Fantasy ever, and it was just a great game, and the new gameplay that they showed, it looked really good, man. So, but yeah, he showed that and he just went away. And it's like, if that is not the most ultimate troll of 2015, you know how people literally ask for Crash at dang near every event that deals with PlayStation. You cannot come on stage wearing a Crash Bandicoot shirt and say nothing about it. But that's exactly what this guy, that man trolled him. Yeah, I feel so bad for Crash fans. Because they probably was like, oh my gosh, it's here, bro, it's here. Nah, fam. It's not there at all, but... So yeah, he talked about Final Fantasy VII Remake, and don't get me wrong, like, the remake of Final Fantasy VII is going to be big. A lot of people have been waiting for this for years, but... yeah, no Crash at all, Man, listen. So that, then they got into Black Ops 3, saying that the map pack is going to come first to PS4, as we already know. We know content comes first for Call of Duty on PlayStation this time around, because Activision has jumped off the 360 bandwagon and hopped on the PS4 bandwagon, so that, they talked about some new Star Wars Battlefront DLC. I was like, can we see some game? They talked about Battleborn from Gearbox Software, which I'm actually interested in. That game you can play that game solo, co-op, or split screen. Open beta will be on the PS4 early 2016. So Battleborn, I'm actually interested in that. So yeah, they showed that, and they showed Street Fighter V, a new character trailer with Fang, and they showed a new trailer for him, and they revealed 6 additional characters that will come to Street Fighter V in its first year. And then indies. Indies. We are that indie station for truly. I felt like I was watching not the PlayStation experience, the indie experience. Indies freaking and again, like, if you're used to watching conferences from Sony, they always have indies there. There's nothing, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with indies. There's nothing wrong with them, but aside from Uncharted 4 and probably the Final Fantasy VII Remake, we weren't seeing, like, because I remember I was in the Twitch chat, literally everyone was like, where's the AAA game? Everyone was like asking for AAA. They were like, where's the AAA game, Sony? They weren't really showing none. And when they get into indies, they get into indies. So I was like, they're going to take a while on this. So yeah, they started showing some indies. I can't even name them all. Lord have mercy. All I know is Don't Starve Together, that come down in 2016. Brawlhalla, Full Throttle remaster. I can't even remember. Bro, did I really buy a PS4 to play indies? Yeah, I know some people are actually questioning that right now. Like, did I just buy a PS4 this Black Friday to play indies? No, you just have to be patient. From what? So yeah, they showed some indies, and then they talked about Yakuza 5. I never got into the Yakuza series, but I heard it was pretty good though. But they showed some stuff for that. Hitman Go, King of Fighters 14 trailer. I actually used to play King of Fighters back in the day, but I was like back on PS1. And I know I think this was like pre-alpha footage, but that jump was not looking that good. It looked like it could have been like a last gen title. But they showed King of Fighters 14 trailer. One of the best games that was at this event was Neo. That was like one of the best games that I've seen there. They showed a gameplay trailer off of that. That game was really good. Definitely interested in that. And then they got into more indies. Not only did they get into more indies, they started talking about the PlayStation Vita, and I was like, no. When you said, bruh, the Vita? So they started talking about the Vita. They talk about Bastion. That title is now $2.99 on the Vita, and you could buy it on PS4, with the crossplay and stuff like that. Bit Trip and Nuclear Throne was free for the PS4 or Vita for all the people that attended that trash. I'm so sorry if you went to this conference and you wasted your money, bro. But hey, at least you got Bit Trip and Nuclear Throne for free. I guess that was their way to say, hey, listen, take this. Oh my god, bro. Also, for the people that attended the conference, they like hit these collector PlayStation cards, throughout the event. You can like collect them and stuff. It was really like for people that attended the conference. They showed a trailer off for MLB, the show 16. I'm not into baseball like that, so I was like, irrelevant. Got straight back into indies, man. Literally. The indie station for literally. Them Xbox fanboys were back at home like, oh man. They already got, they're gonna be talking for like the next until like something bad happens about the Xbox One. Like, really, Sony? Really, Sony ponies? This is what you was waiting for? I can see it now, bro. Lord have mercy, bro. Indies, bro. Indies everywhere. Like, you know how that kid in what's that movie? Sign says, is it called Signs? He's like, I see dead people. That here is literally like, I see indies. This is all it was. Indies, bruh. Guns Up, which I already downloaded that. I called it my PS4. Guns Up was like one of the indie titles that actually caught my eye. That's free right now on the PlayStation Store. Fat Princess Adventures was, shown off. So if you did like Fat Princess back on the PS3, got another Fat Princess coming. That's now on the PlayStation Store, but that's not free. That's $20, fam. Another one of the best games here at this event was Ratchet and Clank. That freaking jump looks like a Pixar movie. The only thing is you can play it. Jump looks gorgeous. I loved Ratchet and Clank back on the PS2 era. But yeah, so the game looks good. That comes out in spring of 2016. And the movie, The Ratchet and Clank, is coming to theaters on April 28th. And I think it comes early on PS4 on April 12th. So yeah, Ratchet and Clank and probably Neo were like the two best games at this event. They showed no... I'll get into that later. I'll get into that later. Then after that, and here's the thing, before I talk about PlayStation VR, I don't think this conference was terrible. Was it boring? You goddamn right. This show was boring as a heck, bro. But it wasn't terrible. I thought the problem with this conference is the way they set it up, the pacing of the conference. Like, they could have set it up. They should have. How could I explain this? Like, because they showed some titles that had people's interest. Of course, they showed Uncharted 4. They showed the Final Fantasy 7 remake. They showed Neo. They showed Ratchet and Clank. But it's like, they showed them, and then they spent too much time on indies and then VR. They could never build. There was no momentum in this event. Like, if they showed something that actually had people like, oh, this is why I came here, like, they would show that and then get straight back into indies or VR. It was like, so getting on the VR, PlayStation VR, probably the worst showcase I've ever seen. If you was trying to sell people on PlayStation VR, y'all suckers failed terribly. I felt like this was the same thing to where they was trying to sell people on a PS Move. And it was just like, people ain't buying it, bro. This was the worst showcase I have ever seen of PlayStation VR. The junk was messing up. I mean, what was the games they showed off of this junk? Eagle Flight? I can't even talk without laughing. Eagle Flight, Res, Robot Golf. A job simulator, my nigga. I swear to God, I thought they was trolling. Bruh. They're gonna have a VR game called A Job. Are you serious? A job simulator. So if you ain't got no job, you just stay inside the house all day. I guess you play this game and it makes you feel like you got a job. A job simulator. I thought that joke was a joke, but they actually showed off stuff. Are you serious with this stuff right now? They show, man, listen, and again, VR, it all, for me personally, PlayStation VR, it all comes down to that price. Whatever that price is going to be, I think that's how successful this thing might or might not be. But just the fact this showcase was so terrible. Oh my God, dude. I can't even put it into words. That jump was cringeworthy, abysmal, embarrassing. I mean, a catastrophe. That was, man, dude. Job simulator, robot golf. Let's move on. Oh my God, Destiny. They show us, and here's the thing: like people that come to my Twitch chat, they think that I hate Destiny. I don't hate Destiny. I thought Destiny is a good game, but what the game can be, let's say this is what Destiny can be. Destiny is instead right here. Like, it's like vanilla Destiny. It was like the Destiny that a lot of us played and no longer play no more, because it was like, still Destiny when it first came out. I hear that Destiny is actually a better game now, with the Taken King DLC and all this stuff now. Now they're finally adding Sparrow Racing to Destiny. That was like one of the first things I said, like, what's the point of getting different Sparrows in Destiny if you can't even like race or nothing? They're adding racing. I swear to God, still to this very day, I really believe that they had all of this stuff in mind for Destiny before it even came out, and they intentionally took it out to later provide it as DLC. I truly believe that, because there's no way, literally all the stuff that we're saying should have been in vanilla Destiny. That's all I'm saying. It's just like, I'm sure the game has improved. I'm sure it's gotten better. I'm sure I heard the freaking Taken King added somewhat of a story in Destiny, but it's just like, I just don't like the way they executed that game, and what it can be, it's here instead. It's just, I don't know. If I ever do get back into Destiny, because I won't completely rub it off, but there's no way I'm spending $60 again for that. But yeah, Sparrow Races will come December 8th, I think. So that. Ni no Kuni 2 was actually, that was probably the third game that caught my eye. Ni no Kuni 2. I played a little bit of the first one, but I never freaking completed that one. But Ni no Kuni 2, they showed a trailer off of that. That looks great. I gotta get back into playing it back on the PS3. But yeah, they showed a trailer off for Ni no Kuni 2. That's a great, game. If you didn't play the first one, I think you should try that out. I gotta get back to that junk too. Then, this is the game from, Epic Games. I got that card here. Where's that card? I freaking have, where is it? Anyways, Epic Games was working on a, secret game, and, they had sent out these, cards to, people, and pretty much they, like, showed off, the new game that Epic Games is working on. It's called Paragon, and they showed the trailer off of that. Definitely, I'm interested in that. It's going to have open beta this summer in 2016, and it's going to be on PS4 and PC. So I'm definitely looking more into Paragon to see what Epic, got in store for that. So yeah, they showed off Paragon, and that was it. Now, the thing that got me about this event is that after this event was over, the two guys after the show, they were literally acting like we just witnessing like Uncharted 5, God of War 4, freaking Kingdom Hearts 3, SOCOM. Listen, man. No, I'm not even going to talk about the games that we were hyped to, possibly get announced. There was no Horizon. There was no Kingdom Hearts 3. There was no, freak. There was no The Division for like, I'm just throwing out games. There was no, like, people was expecting a God of War, just an announcement, a freaking trailer, a teaser, something, a God of War 4. People were asking for SOCOM. Listen, I'm sorry. For all you SOCOMers out there, you got two options right now. You can either completely forget about SOCOM and go to Rainbow Six Siege, or you just do that walk of shame back to H-Hour. So I see some tweets on Twitter like people that was hoping for a SOCOM remaster after the event, and you just seen tears rolling from people's eyes. This junk was so bad, dude. It was bad. I mean, there's no way around it. I'm not trying to damage. This conference was bad. It was bad. But it wasn't terrible. I just thought the pacing of this conference made it seem worse than it. Again, it's bad. Like, on a scale from 1 to 10, this conference was like a 8.5 as far as being bad. It was bad, but it wasn't a 10 bad. I just think that the pacing, again, when they showed off a game that people actually had interest in, they would show it off, but then get back into indies or PlayStation VR. There was no momentum, being built. Like, people could never, just really stay hyped for a while. But because of that, because of so many of these games that we were expecting to see from God of War 4 to, we didn't even get Horizon, to Kingdom Hearts 3, to a freaking dude coming on stage wearing a Crash Bandicoot shirt, and you mentioned nothing of them. That is the troll of the year, bro. Because you know how bad people want Crash. You can't do, and they know that. They're not stupid. You cannot come on stage wearing a Crash shirt and just be like, what's up, guys? No, you can't do that. So, walked on stage wearing a Crash shirt, no Crash at all. You know those Crash fanboys were waiting for something. It's just there was no, as far as announcements, games that, could have really surprised us, bombs being dropped, there were none. There was nothing. This conference was bad. It wasn't terrible, but it was bad, like an 8.5 bad. It was bad, dude. I am so glad that I did not spend my money trying to go to this event. I swear to God, all the people that flew out to see this event, hoping for some big things, man, listen. The only events that I'm gonna try to go to probably is PAX and E3. I'm staying away from the PlayStation experience after that. But I just don't get it, because 2014 was pretty good. So I think people was going off of what happened last year in 2014 at the PlayStation experience and going into this one with the same expectations, but it just wasn't that. And I just found it so funny how those two guys, again, after the event was over, they was acting like we just had a freaking, we just seen Uncharted 5 and God of War 4 and Kingdom Hearts 3 and a SOCOM remaster. They were just acting like, oh my gosh, did you see all of those games just hit after hit? And I'm like, what were you guys watching? Was I watching the same conference? It was bad, dude. It was bad. This was almost, I was getting sleepy at some point. It was bad, but it wasn't terrible, but it was bad. It was bad, dude. It was bad. It was bad. Them Xbox fanboys, they're like, they're gonna be like this for a while, man. But yeah, it was bad. They definitely did not, I don't know, just going into the next year with 2016, you should have came strong. You should have came strong, showing people what to look forward to on the PS4 in 2016. You could have shown, even if, I could go on. I could go on, but the point is, this conference was, man, lackluster isn't even the word. This conference was just so disappointing. so, oh my god. Feels bad. But anyway, what did you guys think about this PlayStation Experience Conference? You know, did you guys like it? Did you love it? And again, there's nothing wrong with showing indies. I like indies, but literally indies was like, I say 65% of this event, and PlayStation VR was like 20%. So it's just like, wow. If you want to take anything away from this conference, just take away a guy was on stage wearing a Crash shirt and mentioned nothing about Crash, and there's a game coming out called The Job Simulator. That's all you need to take away from this event. But anyways, what did you guys think about this catastrophe? You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed. But what did you guys think about this event? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Yeah, this was definitely, out of all the events, out of all the conferences we've seen this year, this was definitely, I put this junk like, it's right behind the Nintendo conference back during E3 of this year. It's not far behind that. But yeah, well, glad I ain't fly out to San Francisco.